just wanna tell you how I feel. I'm pretty sure everything's been said. Someone else.
It's your girls, it's your girls. Ooh, it's your girls, it's your girls. Welcome back.
We're back.
It's been a long time since I left you. Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
Heard that?
No. What's that song?
It's a Leah song. Baby girl.
Crickets.
That one?
Crickets.
Oh man, she's young. You older than me. You should know that one, friend.
Maybe if I hear it, I don't know.
That
Sorry.
really just pissed me off.
Sorry.
Because I really thought we was finna connect to open up. And it didn't happen.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
We are gathered here today.
Now we finna break.
to talk to y'all about y'all emotions. Y'all mental, man. Being emotionally, mentally, physically, just being drained. On my mama.
On my hood.
I know that
I
one.
look fly. Good.
Oh,
Are you good?
Are you good?
Yeah.
Am I good? Are you good, friend?
I'm all right.
I'm all right.
You know,
I'm
it's
trying.
a mental check-in day, though. And I think it's been a long time since we had one with everybody, for real.
Yeah. You're really good at that, though. I will say that. Whenever you come around, your first question is like, how you been? What you been up to? You good? That's show you good at asking those questions. I need to do better. But yeah, you good at that.
I ain't gonna say I've been doing great lately.
Well, you do
I've
it to
been in my
me,
own
personally.
little bubble. Well, I'm glad that you still feel that way. Because I just been in my own little bubble, man. People been having to call me lately. Usually I'm the one checking in, like you said, but I just been ducked off.
Hey.
You know that one, did you?
I did. I know that one. I know
Okay,
that
cool,
one. I know that one.
Cool. Yeah, man, mentally drained. You go first. I feel like I always start. How have you been with being mentally drained as of late?
So at the beginning of the year, ooh, child. I mean, we still in January, but I mean, like end of December, first part of January, it was rough. It was real, like mentally, emotionally, not so much. Well, a little bit physically, but not so much. But like mentally and emotionally, I was going down through there, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I was having mental breakdowns. I had one real bad one. Well, maybe two. But I once I like locked down and on this journey, like my spiritual journey, being closer to God, and like trying to find at least one small positive in everything. That's been helping me. Again, I'm going to preach that book every chance I get. Battlefield of the Mind, I'm going to preach it because that book has really been helping me. Yeah, and just the biggest thing for me has just been like weeding out the bad. Whether it's people, food, music, like whatever it is, getting rid of the negative. That's been the one thing that like really helped me. If it don't mean me no good, gotta go. Bye. Out of there. But yeah, that's been me. What about you?
Oh, you asking me. I feel like we've said this, the ending of last year, we took a break. We had a lot going on. I told you comprehensive exams. I really needed the holidays, and not just because like the break from work or whatever, because I still had work. Basketball games still rolled during the break, but for me, it was much more. I needed to be around my people. Like I'm one of those type of people. I get charged up. I'm charged up when I'm around my friends and my family and stuff like that. So, I really really needed that. I ain't gonna say not been doing well, but just been overwhelmed with like life. Got
Same.
the podcast. We transitioned to the studio. Again, welcome to Waggy Studios. But it's just been like a lot trying to juggle life.
Same.
Having 2 kids at the crib.
Not same.
Being in a very, very serious relationship,
Not same.
Going to school. And when I say school, I mean my school. Then having to work at school and having to be superwoman for everybody else and not being able to have enough to give yourself. And I know we had this as a weekly heat one time where I said, my cup runneth over. What runneth over is for you. What's in my cup is for me, and my cup got to stay full. My cup just really ain't been full. And it ain't been empty. And I ain't going to say it's been half full. But it's just been just like a little, I needed a moment. And I had that chance to do that as we entered the new year. And I feel a lot better. I'm not as drained as I used to be.
I think it's okay. Y'all, look at me. I got to get comfy. I think it's okay to, like, not always have a full cup. It's okay to not be okay. But I always try to tell myself and other people when they down, like, it's okay to give yourself that time, but just don't stay there. Don't stay in a slump and throw yourself a pity party, because that ain't the way, you know. You're going to stay there if that's what you do. So, like, give yourself a little time to regroup, bring it back, really back in. And then, you know, shake back, do what you need to do to be better. But life definitely be lifing now. And then life gonna keep lifing. But it's just, you know, how you handle it. How you handle those bad days.
Yeah, life definitely gonna keep lifing. That's a fact. It's gonna keep lifing. I think we said on the very last podcast, we had, no matter what life doing, whatever your dreams are, it's getting done this year. So as we enter this new year, I want to, you know, even though you're mentally drained, you still got to focus on whatever it is that you desire and make it happen, even when you're mentally drained. I feel like that. And I know that's hard to get there for everybody, but I be focused on the bigger picture. And you got to take your breaks in between. It's like a checkpoint.
Mm-hmm. And bad days don't mean bad life. People think, oh, I had a bad day. My life is so bad. But bad days are bad days. That don't mean you have a bad life.
I think I'm more. I damn near want to do my ick now. Let me write that down, because I'm gonna remember that. But back on track, because I really just snapped just then. How do you handle? Yeah, that touched the nerve, because it gave me an ick that I don't like. How do you handle your bad days, friend? Like when you're mentally drained, how do you handle that?
I be crying. I ain't gonna lie. When I cry, y'all know I cry all the time. When I'm happy, sad, like. If I get like a good cry, like a good cry, that's gonna help me a little bit. I pray, and I really been into like so I be journaling, but I really been into like staying consistent with it here lately. So I write a lot of stuff down, cause I used to like be talking to people, but that ain't always the best either. I mean, whatever works for you, but for me, I just write it down. I got maybe like, I usually just talk to my daddy, honestly. I mean, I talk to friends and stuff, but I know I can talk to my daddy about anything, and he gonna like give me truth. So I usually just write it down, talk to my daddy, and have a good cry. That's what I do. What you do?
If we had to lock you in on what it is that I do, I'd probably say I just do nothing.
Nothing.
I mean that. I truly mean that. When I started to like feel like I'm overwhelmed, friend, I don't play them type of games. I'm finna cut everything out. I'm finna get to a halt, a good play stop. And that's like I was saying, like checkpoints earlier, and I literally do nothing.
But when you say nothing, do you mean like nothing? Like, do you take that time to think, or you just shut down all the, like, you ain't thinking about nothing, you ain't doing nothing?
I'd say maybe it's a mix of it.
Okay.
Because I'm really going to go lock in and, you know, get to a good stopping point where I can, like, not focus on anything but what I feel like I want to do.
Yeah.
And most of the time as I do that, I don't stay in that spot long. I might not even spend a whole day in nothing. I'm gonna be for real, and I think I really enjoy doing nothing. Like, I really be so busy, and when I say doing nothing, I mean the things that I desire doing. I want to like scroll on my phone, like, you know how people enjoy like getting on social medias, they TikToks.
I love it. TikTok, I love it there.
Fisher Christ. But no, I really enjoy doing that, but I don't have the space to do that. I tell you what really, really like grinds my gears is when I get a space to like chill, and I really can't do it because I know there's other things that I need to do. So when I get to that stopping point, I am fit to get on social media and scroll. Or I'm fit to like start looking at, okay, we need more podcast equipment. We need this. I'm going to take time to do. And I call that doing nothing, even though I'm doing something. I call that a space of doing nothing.
Oh, no. My nothing is nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Other than like getting on video games for me. Like
turning off my phone.
On the phone.
When I have a bad day, I'm quick to do that. I turn it off or put it on airplane mode and just dead to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just take a nap.
cry myself to sleep, friend. I be crying. I don't know. I shouldn't have no more tears to cry. Because I be crying. Whatever happens, I be crying. I just be crying.
I understand. I hadn't had a good cry in a minute. I really, really am overwhelmed if I start crying. And if I like start crying, I'm really finna get angry. And I feel like I might be a little toxic. Because when I do get to that space where I'm really frustrated, I do. When I get to that space where I'm really frustrated, now I'm start thinking about all the shit that other people could have been doing so it could like release some of the overwhelmingness on me. So now I'm finna start attacking y'all. I got a habit of doing that.
Yeah, you gotta stop that, friend. But it's okay. Yeah, you acknowledged it.
Yeah.
You realize it's a problem. So now we gotta work on fixing it. That's what you do. The first step is admitting.
And I'm gonna go in too.
So what's the like main thing that like, or maybe you might not have a main thing like that gets you drained, that causes you to be drained. Like what's the number one thing? Like this right here that's gonna cause me to like just shut down. Or you don't
myself. And I'm gonna tell you why it's myself. I'm gonna tell you why it's myself. Because I involve myself in all these different things. I enjoy doing all the things that I do, but I be like overwhelming my plate.
You do.
Yeah.
A lot. All the time.
I do it myself. I do a good job of juggling everything. I'm very, 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 very busy. And I enjoy being that busy. Until I need to, like, I've drained myself and now I'm fit to, like, start cutting certain things off. And then, even when I feel in that space, because I'm going to tell you, I probably need to work on this. I need to take a inventory of my life. But if I take that one day of doing nothing or whatever time, I'm refilled and now I'm ready to do it again. I might be a junkie.
It sounds like to me you don't learn your lesson.
No, I don't.
You just like... Yeah, that's not good, friend. Because then you're going to get to a point and it's just going to be too much. Yeah. You got to fix it.
I probably need to.
I don't know what be making me over. I think I'm that person. You know when I said, like, a bad day don't mean a bad life. I be feeling like my bad days make me have a bad life.
So you passing that advice you can't stick to.
I'm taking it. I'm working on it. It's not all the time, but it's like, first of all, if you know you got a problem or you even suspect you have a problem, go see somebody. Cause I need to make that appointment because the smallest things. You remember when I came here in my tire? Yeah. Internally, I was losing my mind. Like I wanted to just crumble and just cry. I'm like, I don't know. It'd be the smallest things and it just I just be crashing out. I be so sad. I don't know. I don't know. Something ain't right, but yeah. Have you
always been that way, or is it just a little bit overwhelming right now in your season of your life?
I feel I've always been super duper sensitive, but as far as being overwhelmed, mentally, emotionally, I think that's where I am now in life. I think that play a big part in it. But I just have to constantly remind myself that God do everything for a reason. And I am where I am for a reason, but saying it and believing it, it's the believing part that be getting me. But it's okay, I can't let the enemy win. I can't let him win. I can't let him win. But yeah.
As you say that, what we always fail to realize too, in the spaces in our life, we can only control what we can control. Yeah. That's where I'm at. I don't worry about things that I can control. I'm not a what if person. What if this happened? What if this? I take that into consideration logistically, organizationally, what if, because we got to be prepared. But I'm not an over negative Nancy individual, and I can't stand people like that. I go into thinking things are going to be accomplished. And what I can't control, and I'm going to deal with it when they come to it. I think that's where a lot of people get too overwhelmed that sometimes too. They trying to control things that are out of your control. And then when things happen, you have to be aware, just like you said, that God put certain things in our life in order for us to either, for instance, I'm getting to a point.
Okay, what's the point?
So
What's the story? I mean,
have you ever seen that post on Facebook or where the dude was like, he woke up that morning, something was wrong with his car. He got in the car, then the train came and he couldn't get to work in time or something like that. But all of these like obstacles were in front of him, preventing him from being on time. And had he been on time, there was a major, major car accident. Have you ever seen that Facebook post or whatever or that?
I don't think I ever seen the post, but I've heard somebody
the
tell
gist
like
of the story.
Yeah.
Those obstacles are in your way for a reason.
Yeah.
And had he been on time, he would have had a really bad car accident and possibly died.
True.
So things
I'm
happen
learning
for
that.
a reason, and I try not to figure out shit. I ain't trying to figure it out. I ain't trying to understand.
I'm learning like the whole control what you can control thing, cause yeah, I have to let my hands go on a lot of stuff. But my biggest problem, and it's been a problem since I was a kid, is I don't like people. I don't like upsetting people. I don't like letting people down. I don't like the thought of people being mad or upset with me. So I go out of my way, like, to people please and to, like, not necessarily get them to like me, but I just don't want to be the reason of something that somebody's upset or, you know, like.
I don't know.
I know you don't. She don't know.
I
She
don't
ain't got
know.
that
I'm just
problem.
gonna be
But
real with you. I don't.
for me, that's been a struggle, like, really all my life, like, just wanting people to be happy. And, like, when it comes to family, wanting family to be happy or proud of me and doing what they would like for me to do, so I could be viewed as good or I did good in their eyes. I'm still working on it. Like, I'm not as bad as I used to be, but I'm getting better. But I'm not. I still got a long way to go.
You gotta stop trying to people please because you're never gonna be able to make people happy.
That's true.
You do what? I'm not preaching today. But you do things out of the goodness of your heart, and you always have to self-reflect. I try not to do things out of anger or out of ego and out of pride. And as of late, I've been getting that from myself. I'm snapping out of pride. Like, I'm snapping out of ego. Like, I'm not. I reflect on those moments, and I try to. And I do not like that version of myself.
Yeah.
Ew. Because how dare you?
Ew.
You know, but I don't believe in people pleasing. Getting back to that point, we're on different levels of the extreme. We gotta come into the middle. Because I say fuck them people in a heartbeat. Because I know out of the goodness of my heart, I'm doing everything in my power to be able to make things happen. And I'm not gonna go over out of my way. Mm-hmm. Because some people have to be able to meet you in different spaces. But I've been telling you that all 24.
Yeah. So it's up to me. I made a video about that not too long ago. Like, everybody has choices. You have a choice. God gives you a choice. He gives you the option. You have to choose, and so it's up to me. Like, you can tell me, they can tell me, he can tell me, she can tell me, but I have to make whatever it is. You have to make that choice for yourself. I have to make that choice for myself. But so do you have like a support system that you could go to during those times?
Facts.
Y'all hear my
Of course,
stomach?
Rudy.
Ooh,
Of course, Rudy. I'll talk to Rudy, but outside of that, because that's what she's supposed to be there for. Right? Outside of that, alcohol and peroxide.
Okay, if you're new here, those are people. She does not turn to liquor. Okay?
Yeah, make that clear. I didn't even think about that.
We are not alcoholics here.
For people who are new to Waggy, alcohol and peroxide are my best friends. They're on two different levels of the extreme.
Yes, just want to throw that out there.
Alcohol, one's peroxide. But they're both required for healing. Yeah. Those dudes do a good job of balancing me. And as I say that, is because I really, truly believe they understand and who I am, and they love me and accept me for who I am. Mm-hmm. So they do a great job of making me seem heard and valued, but also checking my ass.
Yeah. I said earlier, my daddy, my best friend, and probably Brittany. Those are probably my three like go-to people.
Yeah.
About stuff. Yeah.
Well, good. Yeah. What do they actually do? That's, you know.
Well, my daddy, he just like, I mean, he's my dad.
Just be a dad.
He's my dad. He's a
Everybody
dad.
don't got a good daddy though. So what does that look like?
He's there to support me. But in that support, he's also there to like get me back in line and be a parent at the same time.
So he calls you out on your foolery.
Yes.
Good.
So
I can't be the only one.
Brittany does the same, but she's more of like on the spiritual
healing.
Yeah, she's
Gotcha.
like a mentor, big sister, like so. That's her. And then bestie for the restie, it depends on what mood he in, but he doing better. I think he's seen one of these episodes, and then we had to talk to, where I was saying like, you remember a while back when I was like, basically he tell me what I want to hear. Yeah, he don't do that no more. So
good.
He's there to
Because you
like
called him out publicly, right?
He's there to give me like the real, the raw, the uncut, like from just a friend general standpoint. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. How I'm glad he received that message.
I'm glad he did too.
And I really wish you had just told him face to face. What made you released it on here and you said that, but you never had told him that?
No, yeah, remember I just said that we had a talk in person too, but it was after I said it on here.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying like
No, because in that stage, in that point of my life, I liked it. I enjoyed somebody supporting my bad decisions and bad habits and wrongdoings. But now where I am and my growth, it's like I need that. I need the real raw truth. Like I need that. So shout out to you for
shout out to you
being a better bestie.
Question. I want to like pivot a little bit real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So black families, like we don't really just like specifically discuss like mental disorders and stuff like that. Like,
because they want to label you as crazy.
Which is wild, right? They're like going through a health crisis, right?
Yeah.
Isn't like depression a mental disorder?
It is. And that's why earlier when I said what I said about like when you notice something or something ain't right, like go look into meeting with somebody to get that checked, because there are like you can actually go get seen and take a test and evaluation and things like that to see if something is like wrong. And then depression is just the general thing. Like there's other stuff, like you have seasonal depression, you have there's different kind of like anxiety. You have general anxiety, you have other types of, like when large crowds, small crowds, like there's other things, and those things are like very real things. So people are not crazy, people are not losing their mind. They have real life issues, and as a black community, like we should encourage people to go get the help that they need for those issues.
I think as a black community, we also got to do a better job of actually being there for each other. Mm-hmm. And as I say that, and this is why I was on the group chat ass so bad, we like to hang out, party, and kick it with each other. And then when we be sitting up talking about, and I'm saying the group chat at this point, but we sit up and talk about like people like, what is she doing, this and that, but we don't actually be there for that people and the person and actually address their behaviors, which are actually red flags that they're going through something. And I hate that we do that as a community. We don't actually be there for each other. That's why I try to do a good job of like mental health check-ins and like checking in on people. I believe in being there for people on a deeper level than just like we gonna party, we gonna kick it together. No, I want to go to church with you. I want to know like where you are in your life. How can I support your dreams? What is it that you lack? I want to be a great friend to an individual. And I feel like people who I really don't know a lot about depression. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know a lot about it. I'm learning about it. Somebody in my life experiences it, and we go through a lot of ups and downs because I don't experience that. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But I try to do it just like the best I can by supporting you.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. I tell you that, like, because it's like when you low, you are low, like low. And then when you're high, like you're good. And so it really just depends. And like I said, I know someone that has seasonal depression. So, you have those people that like maybe when the holidays come around, they get depressed, or I don't know, some people during Valentine's Day, they want some and they just be so down. But it's like, I used to be like, you just want somebody that bad, but really they like really down in the dumps. Like really, it really is deeper than that. So yeah, I think you should just check on your people, like you were saying, just support them and help them the best way you can, even when you don't understand it. Like asking that, well, how can I help? It's just simple as that. Like, how can I help? How can I make this a little better for you? Even though I don't understand it, you know, I don't experience. How can I be a better friend? How can I make this easier for you?
Yeah, I think easier said than done too.
Yeah, true. Because it's hard when you don't understand it and when you don't know. So yeah. And then there's the other end of the black community, the church folks. Just go to God. You don't need no therapist. Just pray. And it's like, yes, prayer changes things. Don't get me wrong. Prayer does work, but therapy works too.
Yeah.
So you can do both.
Do you have a therapist?
I don't. I do not. But I have looked into getting one, you know. So taking the proper steps. So yeah.
I had a therapist when I worked at Arkansas State. I had one. I really think that's an important part about jobs too. You got to figure out what benefits come with the job, and
that came with the job.
Yeah, we had a certain amount of sessions we can get on the university, which I thought was really cool. That was my first therapist I ever had. And then she got pregnant and she had to take some time off. So the time that I really needed her, she wasn't there. I ain't gonna call her name, but she could hit me.
She
with
dropped
a
the
text
ball.
or something. Shit. But yeah, I had a therapist before. I don't have one currently. Don't have one now.
Do you feel like you need one now?
Rudy say I do. Rudy be on my top. She say I do. But like I said, alcohol and peroxide, they do a good job of making me feel heard, seen, and also helping me analyze what's going on and checking me when I'm wrong. So I feel like they're unpaid actors in my life. So I don't know.
And sometimes it be the people that you least expect too, though, to be the ones to, like, we have our support groups that we're talking about and our friends and stuff. But I know, like, when I had my mental thing, my whole little break, like, it was bad. And the two people that came and, like, it was other people too, but two people that I didn't expect was my stepsisters. Like, one of them called and talked over the phone. And then the other one, she came by and we was just like sitting on the bed. I was talking, crying. But those was like two people that I like least expected to, you know, be there. But, you know, so sometimes it comes in different forms. I know we mentioned we didn't go deep into it, but our friend that we lost, that really made me want to be more, not check on people, well, that too, but be considerate of other people when they're talking about things they're going through. And I say that because we have a friend that seems to always like be down or going through something. And there was a time period, and I'll speak for myself, when like I'm just like, it's always something. Always something.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
But yeah. I really like experiencing that death. That made me, and experiencing what I've been experiencing, because I've been sad and depressed and all that before, but like it really hit me hard at the last part of the year, the beginning part of it. So I'm like, rather than say those things, like just show up and be a friend, because it might be always something for that person. Because for me, for a little while, it seemed like it was always something for me. And granted, I didn't go to people every time, but the fact that I have a friend that feel comfortable enough to come to me and tell me these things, then I should do better and be more considerate of what they're going through. But with that, don't drain yourself trying to show up for the people too. So you just got to find a balance, like, you know.
Especially for me, it's especially motherfuckers who don't show up for you. And as I say that, it's not I believe in reciprocity, and it don't always have to be, it don't look the same. Mm-hmm. You know, they may show up in the way that they know how to show up, and you show in the way you know how to show up. I get that. Let me backtrack. I want to discuss like our friends, our friends passing. We had a friend. I want to be very frank on here. Yes, I play for him. Said what we want to say. Our friend, the term is not committed suicide, but he ended his life, and he was literally one of the happiest people that I know. One of the funny, and I don't want to get too emotional here. One of the funniest guys that I know, and for him to go through whatever he went through, and us not know. I mean, I didn't get opportunity to be around him every day. I spent more time with him when I lived in Northwest Arkansas than I did since I moved to Central Arkansas. But it goes back to what you said. It makes me really want to check on my friends and be there for them because
you never know.
I just can't imagine what he could have been going through for him not want to be here anymore.
Right.
He had kids. He had a fiance that he was going to get married. I don't know what he was going through. And I think that's what bothers me the most. Like, for it to be a friend, a longtime friend. We played Cal Ripken baseball together. We grew up around the corner from each other. That was like one of my early, how you have your old set of friends? That's one of my oldest friends.
Yeah.
So to see him like believe in me more than I believed in myself at times throughout our life, telling me I should go do this, I should do this, I'm proud of you, you've done this. And it's like, I go through like the memories. You know how Facebook pop up memories? Mm-hmm. He was always tagging me in something or saying like this or like, look, his favorite quote was love. Love, you doing so good. I'm proud of you. To see him to believe in me more than I believe in myself, and to see him, I don't know if you say it or not, but give up on himself or, he folded to his pain. That's tough, especially for the person that he was. And I feel like we've seen that in over. It just hits different when it's close to home.
Yeah,
we've seen
sure.
like what's his name, Stitch, the dude who used to dance on Ellen.
Twitch. Yeah,
we seen Twitch go through that. We seen was she Miss America, the lady who did it or something like that?
She was one of some pageant.
Yeah, very
queen.
beautiful, very beautiful girl. And those people to succumb to their pain, it really opened my eyes, man.
I'm telling you that. When that happened, it was like, okay, I need to be more considerate of my friend that, be dealing with life because that's my friend, but we don't talk all the time. We don't live in the same state, but, I could still be more considerate. Like, again, this is somebody that's trusting us, to come talk, and, yeah, I just need to do better. Be better, because you just never know how bad it is for a person.
Agreed. And I'm just gonna leave it there because I have a lot of comments to make about that, but I don't want to come off insensitive. So
yeah, please don't, friend, please don't.
Just gonna leave it there. I feel like, again, control your controllables.
Yeah, that plays a part too, but that's a whole nother.
It's another story for another day.
Yeah. So, what about mental health in children? How you feel about that?
People. First of all, you remember how we was growing up? Your mama say some fucked up shit like, your ass ain't depressed. I'm depressed your ass in there in that kitchen and wash them dishes. Stuff like that. People don't realize that kids are going through a lot. Like, imagine.
Especially with those kids that's like divorced parents or see people in abusive relationships, have gone through like, I don't know, like, sexual stuff. Like, kids, especially nowadays, kids see a lot. Kids go through a lot. Kids be having to be adults while they kids.
Agreed. I wasn't even going to dive off into all that just then, but you hit the nail on the head. They really be having to be adults from a young age. Kids are really, really going through a lot. I was just going to and that's a lot in itself. I was just going to say, imagine going to school all day. You got all this goddamn homework, people fussing at you all day, all these rules you have to conform to, and you really just can't do things that you really desire to do. You in this whole little schedule that is surrounded around you and for you, but it's not really what you want to be doing. Like, imagine that. Then you come home, let your mama and daddy had a bad day. Now they snapping on your ass. Kids, really be going through a lot, too. And then this is what I was going to say originally. Being in high school, having to learn yourself, I couldn't comprehend. I don't give a damn what nobody think about me. Like, I'm just kicking it, But imagine, having to learn yourself, maybe having to figure out how to make friends. Maybe what if your parents move a lot? having to relocate to different spaces and reacclimate to different things. Like, kids go through a whole lot that we really don't really be comprehending and understanding. All these different hormones they're experiencing, learning their bodies, learning their self. It's a lot. And I think we forget as adults that what that may have been like for us. Mm-hmm. So kids can be mentally drained. And I don't think we care enough about them in their situations because we think what we're going through is bigger than what's in their space.
I seen a TikTok and it was like asking, it was like instead of asking, I hate I brought it up now because I don't even remember. Something about like, you know how when you pick up your kids and you be like, how was your day today?
Yeah.
Not to ask that. I forgot what the alternative question was.
They said don't ask their kid how the day was?
Like, don't, because that'll leave a room for a kid to be like, good, okay, but like make it more of a, open-ended question, I guess. So like a conversation.
Like, what did you do today?
Stuff like that, yeah. Just, I can't remember what the, I don't know, what the alternative to that question was, but it was like, that's just like, you know, how was your day? Good, bad? It was okay.
I could truly say that you're right about that. It needs to be more of an open-ended question that they can't say good or bad because my kids definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, because all kids aren't like open, you know, talkative. Like some kids need an extra like push, you know, to get the conversation going.
Yeah.
All kids aren't going to be like, oh, well, I did this and this and this today, and this happened, and this. All the kids ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
So, just something to
think
about.
Agreed. You definitely got to understand what's going on in their day-to-day stuff so you can ask direct questions, meaningful questions to them so they know you give a damn about them. Agreed.
Mm-hmm. And then the last point, I think, is like the social media versus reality. That be taking people down through there.
Yeah. Because people be trying to keep up with the Joneses.
When the Joneses ain't even...
They ain't Jonesing.
Like, you trying to live up to somebody else's expectations because you see a 30-second to 2-minute clip of somebody's life.
And they don't even own something like that.
You caught them on a good day. Like, people ain't posting the bad stuff. Of course, everything gonna look good, great, fine.
I think that's what's wrong with our kids, too, our younger generations. They sitting up watching social media. They love TikTok. They love Instagram. And they see all of these things that people are doing. And it makes them feel like they're not doing enough with their life or their life is not well. What did J. Cole say? No such thing as a life that's better than yours.
Yo, that's what he
said. No such thing. And it's simply off of just, you know, even when people have a lot of physical things, a lot of, you know, financial wealth, they go through a lot of stuff too.
Sometimes they go through more.
Yeah, more, because millionaires ain't just that. People who got a lot of money, they sitting up committing suicide too, and they depressed. It ain't got no target on it where only poor people deal with this.
Right.
You know?
That's just how it be. So
that's a good point. Social media versus reality. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, because we get caught up in that life.
Caught up in the Joneses, and the Joneses ain't even jonesing. Ain't that something?
Mm-hmm. But it ain't even just the young kids though, because you know, it be hitting the adults too. I'm gonna just leave it there. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. But it be hitting adults too. Not necessarily me. You know, I understand. There's definitely a difference. The way people present themselves online and how they actually are. But yeah, it affects adults too. I've seen it. I feel like we've all seen it here and there.
Okay.
But yeah. So, yeah, we hope we, you know, help somebody.
Opened up a conversation.
Yeah, find you a good support system. And by good support system, those even your everyday people you hang around, they need to be a good support system. Like, because who you hang around matters.
Absolutely. To me, it's like attracting the right energy. Some people be like, I ain't rocking with her or I ain't hanging with them no more. How did you get around them in the first place? Right. And it's okay to also outgrow people too. Mm-hmm. I'm not making it that. That's a whole different conversation for another day. But attracting the right energy, if you keep seeing the same folk.
They showing you who they are.
If you keep seeing the same man, you the common denominator.
Man, look, friend, that's a whole nother
story another day. I don't even want to just too much get off up in that too much for real.
Just know that your support system matters, y'all. The crowd you hang around matters. And maybe, you know, you've been in a spot where you didn't see that colors at first. But what's that video DMX said? If he trusts folks to be who they are, like us, if it's a snake, it's a snake. If it's a this, it's a that. So just make sure you surround yourself with good people.
Said DMX, all I heard was what these bitches want from a nigga.
No, okay. Surround yourself with good people. Find your good support system. What else? Seek help if you need it. There's nothing.
Help,
if
please.
you need it, there is nothing wrong with therapy. There is nothing wrong with going to see whoever it is you need to see to help you be better. Like, yeah, just talk about it. Don't hold it in. Don't wait till it's too late and then you just like explode. And know that if you're here for a reason. Nobody told you today, I love you.
We love you.
We love you. This is our hug to you. You matter. Okay? So, yeah, that's our spiel. Waggy loves you. And we want you here.
All right, so what's your ick for today?
Oh, my ick is, it's been like winter, colds, sickness. If you're going to cough or sneeze, cover it up.
You trying to say something to me?
Why do you always...
Because just say it directly.
No, you wasn't even by me. You was way over there.
Okay.
But no, I'm saying like... Because I was somewhere and the person sneezed. And you know when you sneeze, it just automatically be like spit that come to like the chew.
You know that stuff comes out like 100 miles per hour?
So you need to cover that up. You need to cover that up. Like, keep your germs over there, please. Please.
Screaming.
That's
well, my
my
ick for the day. People who act like shit be the end of the world. That gets on my nerves. Like something simple as in maybe they put pickles on your burger or something like that. I don't know. And then you like, that was like the end of the day for you. And you were so angry. Okay, let's get it fixed. We can take it back or something. Or maybe you're around somebody and something didn't go the way they wanted. And then they pouting around you and they mess up everybody vibe around you. And they be like, oh. And then like, you know what I mean? And then like, you like, are you waiting for me to say what's wrong? Because I'm not going to ask. Because if you wanted me to know, you would have said it.
Yeah.
That really drains me.
That was funny.
Stand it.
That was funny.
Why everybody else that got to be fucked up because you mad because they put pickles on your burger?
You want a burger?
Eat a burger if you want a french fry.
Yeah, I feel you there.
Okay, here we go.
Y'all ready? You ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Weekly
Heat.
Weekly.
Okay, engineer, I see you back there.
What you call him?
Engineer. That's our engineer.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, engineer. Shout out to Bean.
He locked in with us.
Bean on the video cutting, on the editing. He asked me how he gonna get paid. Y'all tell me if he did good in the comments. Why he asking for pay? See if he's a professional.
What you got for us today?
Whew. You know how you were saying something earlier about, spiritual and like locking in on that. Mm-hmm. And that really did something to me. So this is what I got for Weekly Heat for today. You can go to sleep in the storm if you know who controlling the wind. If you know who controlling the rain, go ahead and go to sleep at night. Control the controllables. The Lord got you, baby.
That was a word. God's got it.
And do.
So, yeah, take that, apply it to your week, apply it to your life, and we'll see y'all here next week. Comment, share, all things. Yeah,
life has been a struggle. I'm fill out your milk. Cause I be damned if I don't get it for my children's children. And that's real.